Nothing about refugees. In Obama's speech last night, never mentioned the word, never mentioned the concept. He talked about keeping guns out of the hands of terrorists. He talked about searching out terrorists, intercepting their conversations, attacking them in their homeland, but not a single word about not letting them into the United States. Has Obama noticed that we don't have a border with Iraq and Syria, that there's this little body of water that separates us, and that can keep us safe in this, and that we can stop people from coming into the United States? Has he noticed that most of the terrorist acts including these, were committed by people who commute back and forth freely to the terror lands and who come from there in the first place? Not a mention of it. It's really disgusting. When an event of this sort happens, both parties plunge in and compete to see which way the political cut will be. The Democrats start talking about assault rifles and gun control, and the Republicans start talking about refugees and terrorism. But in fact, in this case, the Republicans are right. The guns that this couple bought were all obtained legally in California. Now, maybe there's a case to be made against assault rifles, but you can't take the position that the main burden of this is assault rifles. The main burden of this, the main way to stop it, is to keep those people out of the country. And yet there was absolutely nothing mentioned about that in Obama's speech. And let's get rid of this horrible word vetting. It makes you feel like you're safe when you're not. There is no way to vet somebody who shows up on your doorstep in rags from Syria. You do not know where he's been or she, and it's no thing to eliminate women and just let in women and children and not men. 13 of the roughly 80 terrorists arrested in the United States in the last few years were women. So vetting is just completely out of the question. What are you going to do? Call their high school guidance counselor and see if they misbehaved in school? No way you can be able to vet these folks. The other two big shortcomings in Obama's speech are, number one, everything he said that we would now do against ISIS, we are now doing against ISIS, and he's doing it incompetently. We do need to give airstrikes a chance. And the pinprick slice shots that we've taken are ludicrous. The United States, at the height of the Gulf War, was dropping 2,100 bombs on Iraq every day. The United States now is dropping, I think, 12 or 15 every day. 70% of the ordnance that a plane takes up are still there when the plane lands, because they can't find targets that are appropriate, where we're not hurting civilians, where there's no collateral damage, or that Obama hasn't approved. This kind of pinprick air strike is not going to work. Cruz has it right when he says carpet bomb the oil fields. Just completely decimate them and wipe out that entire source of revenue, even with the risk of environmental damage, which has Obama tied into a knot. And the bottom line of Obama's speech was ludicrous. The bottom line was no ground troops. The bottom line should be do what it takes. And ground troops should be the last resort, but if we have to do it, we have to do it. Obama would have us believe that we could leave ISIS there, leave it attacking us if his airstrike strategy doesn't work, and let it continue rather than send ground troops. Well, what the hell do we have an army for? Thanks for watching.